Good morning and welcome to the 50-minute Chassidus. It's only 15 minutes in quantity, but we hope it will be a qualitative effect for your whole day. We're learning the Maamarim Tetzavis B'nei Yisrael Tov Shemem. We're in the middle of Ois Yud. The very interesting and chiddush that the Rebbe has brought out in this Maimer, at least in this Ois where we're up to, is that the neshama has a number of layers. And even the etzem and the neshama has a number of layers. Hashem has created every entity with a format. So neshama has a format. And the format in general terms here, we have the essence of the neshama and the details of the neshama. The kochos giluyim, the kochos pnimim, which is the seichel and the midas of the person. And we have the etzem of the neshama. Now, the etzem of the neshama is also the etzem of the whole person, including his seichel and midas. So that etzem applies to everything. We say the essence of something. What's the essence? The essence is the very source and being of everything. So you've got a person's seichel. What's the essence of his seichel? His neshama. What's the essence of his midas? Is his neshama. His understanding comes from his neshama, and the feelings come from the neshama. However, the neshama itself, as its essential being, has its own format. And that shines through with Mesiras Nefesh. And in the structure, how Hashem has set up the neshama, you've got these two layers, the essential essence of the neshama and what's called the giluyim of the neshama. However, in the source, and Hashem is one, Hashem echad, or Hashem yachid, in that source, you don't have two. It's only in the formatted structure that you got these two layers and aspects that that have their own particular way of functioning. But in the very source, they're not. The very source within the essence of Hashem, the united is one. So, whereas if a person would need to come onto the Mesiras Nefesh coming from his essential being of his etzem and neshama, under difficult times, like it was under the communists and before, under the Gezeira of Haman. So that Mesiras Nefesh, that koyach, is the etzem of the neshama. I'm attached to Hashem and nothing can get in the way. What about the giluyim? They are not necessarily affected. How a person thinks, how a person feels. And so that could stay the same. But if you go to a deeper source, as the neshama is within Hashem, where there is no format yet, and every yid has that aspect within him also on a very deep level, the deeper union of the neshama as it's connected with the essence of Hashem. So then, the united is one. So then you're able to bring out the etzem of the neshama, and it can permeate the etzem of the kochos giluyim as well. That takes work. That's the avodah that you didn't have to do. So, and that's, then, it's golus. There's no external pressure. We don't have to live with the Mesiras Nefesh of fighting against something else, fighting to survive, fighting to say we're yidden and nothing can get in the way. There's not that pressure from the outside. But the world is a world which is just a natural, physical world with all the pleasures and desires and pulls that it has. We can learn Torah and do mitzvahs, open freedom. So what's the emunah of the neshama doing? What's the kosis in the time of Golus? There's kosis l'ma'ir. How does that show up? That because the neshama's essential being is, I just want to be connected to Hashem. Now that can permeate the person's own way of thinking. What's of value to me is only connecting to Hashem, and if it's not shining everywhere in the world, I'm bothered by it. That's where you've got the etzem connected and in sync with the personality of each person, And that can only come from when you tap into the source, the ultimate source of when the neshama comes from the very essence of Hashem, where there aren't parts, where it's not formatted, where it's just one inyan. Now, and that's the avodah that you didn't do. Let's look inside. We're holding towards the end of Ois Yud. It's at note 56 on the inside. 2 words from the end of the line. The line begins Shagam, and at the end of the line, V'yesh Leimer, Dezer she'etzem haneshama v'hatzir de koiches. Heim dok mishnei inyanim. And this where you have the essence of the neshama and the tzir, the format of the koiches, are like two separate things, even though it's one life-giving energy and it's a godly energy within the person. Since the etzem neshama is also formatted in its own state. It has its gather, it has its boundaries. It's the etzem. And being the etzem, being the essence, it's higher than the individual soul powers. It's not seichel, it's not midas, it's the etzem. It's the inner Jewish life and connection to Hashem. That's what it is. The neshama has the ability to think, has the ability to feel, but the format of the etzem is not the format of the koiches geluim. It's its own unique entity, own unique part. However, metzad etzem haneshama k'meishi misreshes b'ha'atzmas. But the essence of the neshama, as it's rooted in the very essence of Hashem, misreshes b'ha'atzmas means the etzem Hashem is hapshitus the neshama v'atzir the koiches shelo heim kol echad. Then you have the unformatted part of the neshama, the pshitus of the neshama, meaning the essence of the neshama, as it's without format. It's as and the tzir. The tzir means the structure of the seichel midas of the neshama. Akol echad. They're all one. And so now you can have these two things working together. Al pizeh yesh leima. The bechinas hamod the neshama shemiskalas mesiris nefesh. This, the mo'er, the etzem of the neshama that's revealed through Mesiris Nefesh. He etzem and neshama k'meishi mugderes be'inin hapshitus shalamayla mitzvah. That's the neshama as it's formatted in a way of its total simplicity of just being in the neshama as its pure connection to Hashem, but it's higher than the structure of how the neshama is in Seichel and Midas. That's the Mesiris Nefesh piece, shining through on that deeper level. How bechinas hamor the neshama shemiskalas is the inyan kosis mezesh and imsoim begolus, but the mo'er of the neshama, that essence of the neshama that's revealed through that we're broken because we're in golus, not because there's a persecution. We're in golus, like today and like it was after the Neis of Purim. It says gili esem neshama k'meshu misreshes b'ha'atzmas. That's the revelation of the essence of the neshama is within the very essence of Hashem. And so we conclude here that this aspect that a yid should be broken-hearted, that Mashiach hasn't come there in God, that's a deeper level of expression of his neshama than even in the time of Mesiris Nefesh. Because if it bothers him, why does it bother him? Because his seichel says this is wrong. This doesn't fit. That means that the whole, who are you as a yid? I'm completely a yid, no matter what. Not I'm satisfied with as some type of one full connection to Hashem and learning and davening. The whole world has to be full of Hashem's presence, because that's the truth of the world. The world is being constantly created by Hashem, and this truth is not shining through. It bothers me. So, Ois Yud Aleph. And we're going to see here this that the touch of the pasuk, the pasuk we started with Va'ata Tetzavis B'nei Yisrael, and you Moshe, the Eibusha said, you should connect the Yidden to me. And then the pasuk goes on to say, V'yikra Lecha Shemen Zayasach, you should bring the olive oil to Moshe. And we explained earlier in the Maamarim that means that the Yidden add to the Vedas of Moshe. The simple pshat is that Moshe lived. The simple pshat. the simple pnimis Torah pshat is that Moshe lifts up the Yidden to get close to Hashem. In this process, Moshe himself also has an aliyah, because we explained right at the beginning of the Maimer that the Moshe is the Rosh and the Yidden are the Regel. So as the Rosh gives direction to the Regel, the feet take where the head wants to go, so the head also is accomplished its purpose and that means it has an aliyah. Here we're explaining still a deeper level. What does it mean? Moshe connects the Yidden to Hashem. He brings out the essence of their neshama. What's v'yichoi lech Hashem zayzach? It means there's an addition. So we're moving away from the addition to Moshe Rabbeinu, but we're saying there's an additional v'yichoi lecha. The Yidden accomplished something to Moshe. What's Moshe mean? In this context, Moshe means this, that the etzem and the neshama shines through. So you've got the Moshe Rabbeinu of each generation that helps each Yid brings out from each Yid his ma'or, his essence of his neshama. That we're now calling Moshe. Since Moshe accomplishes that, we're calling that's Moshe's inyan that he. Now, what's the next stage? The Avodah Yid does. Now he adds to that level that Moshe brought out. That's what it means. Simple pshat is, in the pasuk, Moshe commanded the Yidden to bring the olive oil. They had to bring the olive oil to Moshe. The deeper pshat is, Moshe connected the Yidden to the Eibishter, to Ein Sof. Through that, Moshe had an aliyah. And when do you... Now, the third pshat is that Moshe connects the Yidden to Hashem means Moshe brought out the essence of the neshama. That's what that means. Now, what's the next piece? Yidden did something. They added to that which Moshe gave them. They added to their essence of their neshama in a deeper way. What's that? It's their work to bring to bring the tzir of the neshama. The seichel and midas should be in tune with the etzem. That's the work that the Yidden did. Let's see it inside. And we'll connect this to what we explained in the Maimer, then the explanation. And you should command the Yidden v'yiklei lech Hashem zayis gemer d'liyach Hashemosh yitzava v'kasha es b'nei Yisrael. After Moshe commands and joins the Yidden to Hashem, Azayu Yisrael l'Moshe Hashem zayis. Then the Yidden bring to Moshe the olive oil. What does that mean? Shal Yisrael al yedei v'dosam. Yidden through their avodah, Yusif v'gili over madregas Moshe. They add an additional level of godliness to the level of Moshe. So that, and we're touching on this very deep pneumistic level. V'yesh shleima meha b'yurim b'zeh b'avedas adam. What does it mean in the avedas adam? There are many different explanations of this. That the Yidden add to the madregas Moshe. In our Maimer, we're explaining it. In the Avedas Adam, in this person's service to Hashem, the Zeh Moshe Mitzavim Mekashas B'nei Yisrael, who this Moshe commands and connects the Yidden is Shuz on Mafanis Es Amunah. He sustains and nourishes their Amunah. Shemunah He Noisev Al Kamoshi Mitzadi Giluim Den Neshama Mitzad Zeh Sheneshama Shalamayla Reilokos. That in addition to the Amunah that we have, that the neshama above sees Elokos. We said before, neshama in Gan Eden sees Elokos. It should also gum. It's that etzem neshama. Also should be because of the etzem neshama. We'll skip the square brackets for a moment and come back to that. On the next page, mem base shegam, and what is that? 3 lines down, 4th word in. Shegam koichos igiluim shalahem hatziyah koichos, the koichos igiluim, those revealed aspects of the neshama, yimas imim la'etzem neshama, should be in tune together with the etzem of the neshama. Alidei zeh nase yisrin v'heisofa b'bchinas etzem neshama shenimshchu niskali b'hem alidei Moshe v'iki olecho, that there will be an addition to the essence of the neshama that was revealed through Moshe. Ki alidei zeh misgala ba sharsha hamiti ki Moshe mishreshes ba'asus. This inner source as it's within Hashem will be revealed. Thank you for joining. Have a great day.